Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. We're going to dive right back into Elite Zoo South. There is, as always, a lot to accomplish today, and I'm very excited to move forward with last session's progress, hoping to actually complete... I don't know why I'm even going to say this. I know it's not going to end up happening. We all know it's not going to end up happening. Hoping to complete not one, not two, but perhaps 3 spaces. I'm thinking realistically at most we'll be able to complete 2 spaces, but in all like transparency and honesty, the true realistic answer is probably we're going to be able to complete 1 space. Again, just being real with myself. There's a lot of exciting stuff just over the horizon as well. Really pumped for this DLC. We talked about it at length last session. Great to see your comments. Great to see your opinions on that as well. Great to see that there's some alignment with regards to how I might want to approach it. I did get some suggestions for like alternative potential approaches as well, which is great. Again, I always welcome that kind of thing because it's great to get people's like temperature and I like to use the term temperature check. You may have realized, but it's great to see where people's heads are at and kind of like adjust my approach accordingly. I do genuinely believe that this whole I believe in a community angle and a community aspect. I believe that, as I say often and always actually, you are the ones who make this channel possible, whether you're a, hopefully you're all subscribers. If you're not subscribed, then hit that subscribe button because that really does help a lot. But whether you're a patron or a channel member or you're viewing and sharing and leaving comments, it makes such a big difference and it really does help me, know what you all are feeling and thinking and how I should adjust my approach accordingly. But yes, exciting times ahead, a lot to come. Perhaps not to Elite Zoo South, perhaps more to Elite Zoo North down the line, but we will have that kind of, what's the term I'm looking for? The extra side session, spin-off session. There's a term I use for it, and mini-series, there you go. We will have that mini-series when the DLC drops and whatnot, and we'll make adjustments to our schedule accordingly. Again, if you don't know... if you don't already, follow me on Twitter. It is a great place to stay up to date with scheduling changes and adjustments and whatnot. I'll probably make a community post about this as well, but community posts, YouTube often does a terrible job in spreading the word, though I might also... I think it'll be pretty obvious when the schedule changes as well, of course. There's that angle as well. These guys are absolutely beautiful. There was a comment... that requested maybe spending some more time with these guys in today's session. I imagine the intent was to see them in motion, and I think we will try and do that. But I figured why not start with at least some time spent with them in not motion while I get ready for the time lapse, because we will be doing the time lapse more or less right off the bat today. So might as well keep it paused before 1,000 emergency notifications pop up and I have to I have to then get distracted by them. I want to get into the time lapse quickly. The 3 spaces I was talking about, by the way, were up over here, with regards to which I've received some very interesting suggestions, and I cannot unsee the Phantom of the Opera mask. I totally see the reference and whatnot. It's kind of funny, and I think we will be using that actually in more ways than you might think, and I'll get on that a little bit later. But yeah, so that's 1 space. That's priority 1. I really want to accomplish that. Priority 2, I would say, is this space over here. We just got to get like a roof thing going. It's got to figure out a roof thing over here, and we'll be more or less done-ish. Again, nothing's ever really complete. And priority 3 is a backup over here with this space. We have a couple more things to do. We want to get the stores covered more nicely. We want to get these things all kind of sorted up, sorted off. I guess just sorted is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, we got to use the aquatic DLC pieces potentially to make this a bit more visually appealing. A lot of people over here are burning up though, and I wasn't initially going to do anything here, but it seems 21 degrees is down to 15, I suppose. That's weird. I wasn't expecting 20 to be... I guess it's 21, but I wasn't expecting that to be too hot. Why don't we duplicate you and pop you down over here as well? Keep this area nice and cool, and let's duplicate you and pop you down over here too. I guess it is 42 degrees Celsius. That is disgustingly hot. I commented on this last session as well. It's really hot. Oh, glad I noticed this. We got a problem over here. Let's go ahead and set you to... Let's go with 20. 20's been fine everywhere else. I don't know why... These guys seem to be... Well, actually, you know what? Maybe 20 has not been fine, and I've just been assuming it. Maybe I should go down to 15. 15 is, like, decently chilly, though. Like, I'm fine with 15 is fine, don't get me wrong, but like, isn't it a little bit on the colder side? Like, if I had to pick a temperature to be at while outdoors, I feel like 15 is a little bit, a little strange. Oh, this is a sprinkler. I was like, why is there a cooling? That's just a sprinkler. Hopefully, you guys are burning up as well. It's because they're like wiping their sweat that I'm commenting on their heat, I suppose. That's all the temperature adjusting I'll do for now. We'll maybe come through and do it at some other time. But the first order of business before we get into this time lapse, and well, rather, I guess the second order of business after all of my kind of initial discussion, is with regards to some excellent name suggestions that I've been given, not just around the NILE monitor enclosure, but also over here. So for the Missy goods over here, I've got some fantastic name suggestions, by the way. Still, some things are missing some names, but the information center over here is going to be called Can Ya Help? I love it. There were a couple of suggestions for this one, all from the same individual. Thank you for the options. I had to mull over them. There was Can Ya Help? There was Giraffe to Know, and there was From A to Zebra. And I love them all. The easiest one for me to eliminate was A to Zebra, because I believe strongly in the faction of A to Z, but I love A to Zebra. It was a difficult one to say no to. But yeah, I used Z as an excuse to just like at least reduce the number of options I had to pick from, and then it was between Giraffe to Know and Can Ya Help, and I just this is tough. This is tough. I love it. I love it all. All right, so that's that. Then over here, no, you don't have a name suggestion either. We don't have a. I think there was a misreading. Oh no, you know what? No. I've misremembered. There is a Missy good. Oh, you know what? Let's do it. I've got that right. I only noted down the one that I'd selected, which was Can Ya Help, but Giraffe to Know as well then. I've got wonderful. I've been able to not make a decision. I still had to cut one off, but I already explained that. I thought we had a Missy Good here, but I guess we don't. So yeah, folks, there are still name spots available for the Pipshot Water, the Cosmic Cacao Ice Cream, the Gulpy Energy 2, and the Gulpy Energy 2. The Gulpy Energy and the Hat's Fantastic up over here. And then down over here we have name opportunities for the Pipshot Juice, the Just a Memento, and I look forward to seeing some name suggestions. Is this washroom named? It is. Yes, it is. Wonderful. But yeah, so I look forward to your name suggestions. There might be a... not over here. I think these guys... You all have your names? Go Grilla. Yeah, nice. And, oh, we have a Pipshot Water over here as well. I like the names, especially because then you can go back and when you click on one by mistake, you get a good chuckle. But over here, I got some suggestions too. So we already have the Ravenous Varanus. The Gulpy Energy shall henceforth be known as Pyramid Punch, as a reference to the Nile and Egypt and all that good stuff. And not just Egypt, but also further south, the Nubians, and the Meroe pyramids. I believe it was called the Meroe, M-E-R-O-E, Meroe pyramids. Pyramids go up and down that river quite a bit, and so Pyramid Punch over here, and the Pipshot Smoothies. Oh, you know what? I didn't end up picking a name with certainty over here. I might need to still think about this one. Or you know what? Oh, this is tough. It's always tough. Let's go with let's go with Sub-Saharan Safu. Name selection is hard. So the Safu. I'm not 100% sure exactly how to pronounce it, but it is a it's a fruit that is, I think it's often called like the African pear or the African plum. And it's a bit more on the savory side, if I understand things correctly. It's a bit more on the savory side of things, so you know it takes some getting used to. But since this is a smoothie stall, I suppose it primarily focuses on the Sub-Saharan Safu as a point of origin for its smoothies. Apart from that, at the info center here. Got a name as well. NILE Never Tell. I like it. It alludes to, for me personally, it alludes to a lot of the mysteries of ancient Egypt, but also there's a bit of wordplay there, which, I mean, I don't have to explain that, obviously. I don't have to explain my love for wordplay. Just taking a look at my notes over here to make sure I've got everything covered. Yeah, there was a... maybe, am I missing a Missy Good at... There was a name suggestion for a Missy Good at this area, but I don't think there is one. There might have been a misread, I suppose. Anyway, as I mentioned earlier, there are quite a few name suggestions still open for placement. Feel free to drop your suggestions down below if you are interested. I do have a name picked out for our enclosure over here. So as we dive into the time lapse, we will be taking care of that name placement as well. And again, hopefully we'll be completing this space. If we're really lucky, we'll be completing at least this space as well. And if somehow the stars have aligned, then we'll be completing that space as well. That's impossible. Why am I even saying it? Folks, it's time lapse time. All right, folks. I don't know what I was thinking. Some grand claims about everything we're gonna get done today, and well, let's just say things go a little differently. With that said, very excited to share with you what we get done today, because you know, things took a left turn in a good way, which is not often the case, and things are really coming together. I'm quite pleased with how the space is looking. I actually got a suggestion in the comments of how it would be pretty cool to have sort of a like a network of rivers or something at the on the rooftop. And while I can't do a network of rivers, or you know, like the mouth of a river or anything like that, I can do a waterfall, and I do like me some waterfalls. The reason why I'm speaking so slowly right now is because as I was saying that we can't do rivers up top, I was kind of actually wondering, hang on a second, could I maybe build a river up top using this architectural piece? I guess you kind of could, but it wouldn't look like a river, I don't think, because what you need to do is you need to basically hide the waterfall section of it. You need to hide everything around it and have like where the water tips over and becomes the waterfall. You would need to hide that with sort of back-to-back adjacent pieces. But no, you'd have the piece sticking out. Yeah, it wouldn't work. Not as I would like it to, at least. You'd basically have every block separated. You'd be able to tell where the separate pieces are back to back to back. It wouldn't be like one continuous river. However, that's besides the point, because that suggestion kind of got me thinking about like, oh, what about a rooftop like water element? We want to do a rooftop garden, but what about a water element? And I decided to use this new architectural piece that comes with the aquatic DLC, I believe it was. Yeah, the aquatic DLC. Honestly, one of my favorite pieces. If I had it before I started playing Planet Zoo at all, things would look very different, I can assure you. But yeah, I thought I'd get the waterfall over there, and I'd have the water actually flow through a gap in the roof down below, so that as you walk in, the first thing you get is a bit of a water feature. I felt like it added a bit of a just added a certain feel, a certain vibe to the space just as you walked in, to have like the mist, the spray, like just the there's like a certain humidity that comes with it that I feel like is fitting for a tropical space, I guess. I'm sorry, when I think about things like, when I think about enclosed spaces in zoos, I always think about the particularly humid spaces especially. It's just what first comes to mind. Obviously the, it's not always the case, but it's just what first comes to mind. Anyway, so with our little waterfall, with our water feature as it were done, I'd like to continue with this rooftop garden. I quite like the idea of the rooftop garden. It does change our shape a little bit here and there, but I think it comes together quite nicely. Adds some more of that color to the space as well, breaks up some of the, you know, just this massive white expanse. And it, yeah, it's interesting to look at. I quite like these rhubarb plants as well. I use them a lot, almost as much as I use the scaevola plants and as much as I use waterfalls, but quite pleased with how they look. Unfortunately, they're also, much like the scaevola bush, they are also, their collision box is much larger than their actual shape is, so just have to struggle with that and zoom in really close to get anything done near them. But yeah, a big part of this time lapse is about placing the rooftop elements, and it ends up taking a lot more time, effort, and focus than I would have anticipated. it always is that way, really. And I talk about this after the time lapse as well. I get too caught up in like the minutia. I get too caught up in like, oh, this needs to be 3.5 pixels to the left for an item that nobody will ever see. No one will ever see like a bit of misalignment. Like, you can see me struggle, well, not struggling, but you can see me fiddling with stuff over here. And like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but you think about it and it's like every edge, every corner I fiddle with, and it slows me down. I spend maybe, from this time lapse, you put it all together, it doesn't all happen at once, but you put it all together, I maybe spend like 10, 15, 20 minutes fiddling with stuff that no one will ever see, myself included. It's just one of those things, and I'm like this with a lot of stuff in life, where it's just like, no one will be able to see it, even I won't be able to see it, but I know it's not right, and so it bothers me, and I really got to get better at that, because it eats up a lot of time. The thing is that while I'm actually building it, obviously you kind of get that like focus, and you don't realize that no one's going to see it, though there are some things I work on in just a moment that I should have known better. But yeah, anyway, so quite pleased actually with how that initial foray is looking. I'm liking how the rooftop garden is looking. I like the flow of water. I feel like there's a conversation that can be had over here as well about rainwater harvesting and things like that. Like, there's a bigger educational element to what we're building over here. But I realized as I was building that, I was like, oh, hang on a second. I was supposed to be making these steps to try and connect the plaster roof to the glass dome, and I didn't really do that. Not the end of the world. In fact, some of you suggested that I should avoid making that connection in the first place because it's looking pretty cool the way it is right now. So it kind of like, I'm still like on the fence, you could say. I'm still sort of figuring out like exactly what I want to do. With that said, I am pleased again with what we sort of end up with over here. It actually works out like just right. It was like meant to be with how precisely it ends up working out. Though obviously it still needs a lot of work. In fact, this was a bit of a surprise element for myself. I was not expecting to be executing this, but again, like, I really quite like what we end up with over here. Completely unexpected, completely not the direction I was going to go for at first, but it's interesting. So building this little dome, continuing the dome rather from glass and metal to plaster, making little planters on the base of it to again still have that aesthetic shift a little bit with the white and the green and whatnot, as opposed to the, I guess, transparent and the black. Wow, yeah, you can really tell how long I spend on some of this stuff, eh? But yeah, so what we end up doing over here is, for a moment I toyed with the idea of making another dome area, but I was like, that's not going to work. So instead I do this, which as you can see just barely fits in there, to create sort of a concave section of the dome. And figuring this out is what becomes the big time sink, if you will. It's weird to call it a time sink because we end up with something that, again, I quite like. But I guess it does sink a lot of our time. We do sink a lot of our time into it. But yeah, so we've got the kind of like the outer dome curves, and I wanted to create sort of this like stepped, like going back to that step conversation we were having. And I don't know what my obsession with the step is over here. Maybe I did always like what step pyramids looked like and whatnot, I suppose. But yeah, just kind of toying with this and using this as like almost like what's it called, like terrace farming or what have you, is the plan. You can see again, just sort of fiddling with like, no one's gonna ever see any of this. It'll all be hidden forever. But no, I gotta get the edges to line up. I gotta use the square piece, not the rectangle piece over here, because the square piece will fit more nicely, and that's pretty good. But oh, you know, it sticks out a little bit. I should adjust this and fix this, and I gotta adjust it. You can, man, this was madness. This was really quite madness. I spent way too much time on some of these elements that did not need this much time spent on them. But hey, the shapes are nice. The end result is nice. So you know, there's that. I got that going for me, I guess, which is great. Joking aside, though, yeah, I think this is coming together quite nicely. So the idea again is like, oh, and look at this. It's just perfectly fit above the glass. This was meant to be, you know. But yeah, so the idea is we have that dome shape, and then this is like an exposed area of the dome, so that, as you can see, the giant rhubarb plants are growing through it. I quite like it. I think it's unexpected. It was unexpected for me, and still it is a part of the shape of the space. You know, it still is a continuation of the dome, even though there's that concave even though there's that cavity there, it still feels rounded because the vegetation sticks out and lends to that shape. I don't know. There's a couple of things going on over here that I quite like. Now on the interior though, I was like, okay, well I want to have the green show on both sides. I don't want just this like massive plaster, you know, semi-arch when you're looking at that corner. I want some of the green to show through, so that becomes the next big undertaking over here. The other thing is, like, I try to like make things make sense sometimes when maybe they don't need to, which you'll see a fair bit of over here of me like trying to like connect pieces and make them look right and whatnot. I still have so much work I want to do on the interior as well. This is a big project. But yeah, anyway, sorry, back on task over here. So again, on the interior, think of it, if on the exterior we have this like terraced steppe vegetation, then on the interior we have a more like a set of shelves for vegetation, if you will, little cubbies for vegetation. Sorry, that exterior shot I'm really quite pleased with. But yeah, so, you know, just filling these spaces out, and I actually don't get to complete this today because I feel like I spent too much time in this one corner, so I should move away and do something else. Again, what I try to do is I try to get everything up to the same, like, point of progression, so that if I have to cut something short or if I have to stop, then at least it feels like I got a lot done, or at least it feels like I got something done across the board, as opposed to a lot done in one area and then nothing done anywhere else. I don't know which I prefer. I tend to prefer that. I've almost always preferred that. But here again, you can see I'm going to be fiddling with little square plaster pieces because, you know, God forbid there are these little, like, triangle gaps that no one can see. But yeah, I need to figure out how to make the connections to either the roof or the floor over here. Not the ground, but the roof. Like, okay, how do I phrase this? I need to figure out how to connect these shelves to either the dome, like the bottom of the dome, the top of the dome, or the base of the dome. There we go. That's the way to say it. Because the base of the dome is the roof. It's not the ground. The ground is the ground. The floor is the ground. You know what I mean? But I got to figure out how to like connect all this together so it creates a nice kind of visual element, and it's also at least somewhat functional looking, while also, yeah, serving the function of holding a bunch of these plants and stuff in the area. Yeah, you can see me kind of messing around in. Not being exactly sure, I guess. Not being exactly sure. It's fun to not be exactly sure, but it's also stress-inducing. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of stresses me out from time to time where it's just like, oh, I don't know if this is good. I don't know what I'm doing. But at the same time, that same feeling is what often results in, well, why don't we just try this different thing? And then you end up with something that's better than you would have otherwise. One of the last orders of business over here is to get the name of the enclosure done. I got some excellent name suggestions. This was a tough, it's always tough to pick, but we are going to go ahead and name this enclosure the Phantom of the Nile. As many of you pointed out, the top-down view of the plaster area looked like the Phantom of the Opera kind of mask, and once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it myself. And I got, again, like I said, I got a bunch of great name suggestions, but this one's a play on that visual element. It's also a play on the idea that we don't know too much about these guys. You know, because we don't even have like a count on them and things like that. So it's like they're the Phantom of the Nile. You know, they're kind of like an unknown factor. Not really playing on the play itself. They're playing its wordplay and also playing on the visual element of the play. Anyway, I liked it, and I thought, yeah, let's do it. I thought I'd get a little decorative element over here as well. Small little like river, if you will. But I might come back in and redo that and actually make it look like the Nile. That might be interesting. But I was running out of time and steam at this point, folks. I was like, I gotta move on. There's some management stuff I want to do. I want to stop the time lapse over here, and we'll come back to it probably next time. I do ask a couple questions about that, so feel free to answer and respond to those in the comments down below. But for now, that is the time lapse, folks. Let me know what you think. For now, back to regular speed. All right, folks, we are back from the time lapse, and honestly, who was I kidding? Who was I kidding when I said we'd get multiple spaces done? 3 spaces. What was I thinking? Honestly, what was I thinking? Let's go ahead and make the name of our enclosure official here. You know, I might actually change these colors a fair bit. I might also change this to be, you know what? I'm gonna do it right now. I was thinking about this previously, and I kind of had to, after the time lapse was done, I kind of had to like step away. And now that I'm back here and I can see it, I know that I need to change it. Go ahead and get the font. There we go. That's the thing. Sometimes you just need to like step away and come back, and you'll get a fresh perspective. Your own refreshed eyes will tell you when something's horribly wrong. I just feel like there was an idea there, but it didn't really work as well as I wanted it to, especially because of the negative space below the P. It wasn't very nice. I think this works a lot better. But yeah, as I was saying, I honestly, it was the time lapse was a little bit longer than usual as well. Again, I'm trying to like find that perfect balance. Of at least slightly longer time lapses and but not entirely giving up the management side of stuff. It does still result in overall slightly shorter episodes, but from time to time depends obviously on a variety of factors. But I'm trying to strike that balance so we can get more done. And I realize one of my biggest struggles, one of my biggest problems is that I get so stuck in the weeds with some stuff. Like honestly, like I was like up in here, I was like, oh yeah, I got to make sure that this all like lines up perfectly. I got to make sure that, you know, all the like this. I would go in. Ultimately, at one point, I was just like, I need to stop being so focused. But like I would fiddle around with this to make sure there was no overlap. But like you're never gonna see it in a million years. And I'm spending like 10 minutes. You multiply each one of these takes like, you know, a minute to get perfectly right when, depending on how fidgety it is. You multiply that by how many corners are there, and all of a sudden I've spent, 15 minutes of that time lapse fidgeting with stuff that nobody will ever see. I got to get better at that. I really got to get. I got to check myself before I wreck myself, as they say. But yes, let's go ahead and establish our name over here. Make it official. The Phantom of the Nile. There you go. So even if we start losing the shape up over here as we make this kind of green green roof, or yeah, I guess green roof, it will forever be commemorated and remembered. Also, I'm sure I explained the play on the concepts over here with the phantom idea and whatnot. But yeah, pretty pleased with the space actually. I just realized I often forget that, like, okay, I did everything in time lapse. I saw everything slowly, but you didn't. You saw it all in very quick speed, so you might have missed certain elements. For example, like the way the waterfall works over here, I'm pretty pleased with. I've got this glass paneling over here as well. I felt like it at least breaks the space up, though I'm not entirely the biggest fan of some aspects of it. Like I don't quite love this, and I can't really get it out of there. All right, fair enough. Let's go ahead and see if I nudge this too far forward, then it starts sticking out too much, I think. Or are we okay? I know you get a little bit of the black framing. I guess it's not terrible. Okay, I can get behind that. And what about on this side? Yeah, there we go. That's good, actually. And unfortunately, though, we can't obviously pull it up over here because the shapes don't work. But I could maybe flip it to this side and have it on this side as well. But again, this isn't perfectly straight, so I'll need to like go in and tweak it and whatnot. It's all these like little things that really add up. And I wanted to get the entrance done at the very least, but even that, I forgot to put a piece in. I got so like carried away with other elements. It's a complex build, though. It is a complex build, and I don't. It's difficult for me, so I'll be fully transparent because I believe in that. It's difficult for me to pick and choose how I approach, because I understand and I know that different folks want to watch different things on the channel. Different folks are more invested in different elements. Some folks only want to watch new animals getting added. Some folks only want to watch management, or only want to watch time lapse, or there's a variety of things I try to take into consideration at all times, because it's all valid. That's what's, I think, most important to communicate, for me at least. It's difficult for me because I consider it all to be valid. I totally understand different people have different tastes and different things they'd like to see focused on, and certain things to be paced in a certain way. And I've experimented with so many things. I've done like, okay, well, we'll do one day of the week is management, the next day is time lapse and like beautification, and the next day is we add an animal. And it's all great in theory, but in practice, especially when I start doing like wackier and zanier and more complicated builds, all that kind of goes out the window, because it's like, well, now I got to spend 4 sessions doing working in one space over here. But I think I am okay with at least one more session over here. In fact, what I'm going to say, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, it might actually be nice to because let's see, this DLC is like right around the corner, right? Just trying to like do some quick math over here. On the one hand, we could go ahead and add a new animal and try and get its enclosure. What I would do is maybe I'd work in this area. We could add a new animal next session, and then try and work on it and this and this for the next little while we're waiting for the DLC. See, what I don't want to do is I don't want to start something, get it, you know, like I don't want to start an enclosure, not get it too far along, and then have to move away from it for, like I was talking about, you know, potentially up to a week of me doing this this mini-series. And then coming back and feeling out of place and being like, okay, I have no idea what I was thinking. Because there's there are certain checkpoints where you can leave something and come back to it and still, you know, pick up the ball, as it were. So I'm a little worried about that. So I'm torn between adding a new animal next session and then, you know, eventually working on this entire region all together, and then this region as well, you know, if we're able to spend some time on it. Or if I should just next session come through and just do another beauty pass, and maybe do beauty passes until we're done looking at the DLC as well, and then come back and add a new animal. And then what we can do is because we've done so many back-to-back beauty passes, we can just dive in and add like back-to-back animals, kind of like what we did over here. I would love to do what we did over here again, where it was just like, you know, what, 5, maybe like 2 weeks in a row, maybe over the course of 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, we had 3 animals added in, enclosures fully completed. We had these areas decorated as well. Like, we got a lot done. And I just want to kind of get set up for that, which I think this massive construct over here has kind of slowed me down on, because again, it is a challenge, and I like taking challenges on, but there is that caveat of taking on a challenge. With that said, anyway, sorry, enough of my my sort of planning. The reason why I say all that and take the time to say all that is because I would love to, again, hear your thoughts and opinions and know where your head's at, so I can adjust and course correct accordingly if necessary. And that's the thinking, I suppose. But let's take a look at some of the stuff inside. So let's, in fact, I think unpause as well, because I don't think there's anything that could really blow up in my face, I suppose. I mean, I say that, but we know the truth. Everything could blow up in my face the moment I hit play. But no, I think we're good. All right, sure. So let's go ahead and hit play, mainly because there are some visual effects and whatnot that I do want to experience properly myself as well. So let's go ahead and hit play. And yeah, so like you come in the Phantom of the Nile, and the first thing you see is this like waterfall to the side over here. Again, blending it with the waterfall. There was a suggestion to make like a some kind of a water feature at the top, and unfortunately, while we can't do like a river at the top, as much as that would have been fun, we can do like this waterfall. Basically create a shell for it, and then using some waterfall VFX and a waterfall bottom VFX piece, we're able to make it look like there is a waterfall in here. And I feel like it adds that environmental feel, that's not the word I was looking for. Ambience. It adds to the ambience with the waterfall, with the spray that comes out of it, the mist that comes out of it, all that kind of stuff. I feel like makes the space feel more tropical, and it makes it feel a bit more appropriate for the animal and whatnot. So that was the thinking there. We're dropping the temps to 20. You should just make it a habit to do 15 across the board. Get you, pull you up over here so it's a bit more comfortable to chill over here. And stopping and reduplicating, because I feel like it, well, that way at least it'll carry over the details, the info. It does cool off when you get in here, obviously, but not by nearly enough. So let's go ahead and add a bit more cooling over here. I just hope the animal doesn't get too upset about these temperatures. We'll check on that a bit more shortly. But yeah, so you come in, you've got this waterfall over here, and yeah, it kind of blocks your view, but yeah, it's cool. I was tempted to extend the glass to behind it to like block people from it, but I feel like, again, that like mist, the water in the air and all that stuff kind of like adds to the experience. On the other side, of course, we've got this open over here. Why is this unreachable? No, it's not. Looks like that guy's actually coming through right now, maybe to deal with this. Yep. Cool. Just wanted to make sure. All right, so yeah, you come through. On this side, you've got this footprint-looking lake that you can't really... You can kind of tell from down over here. Move on. Coming through. This is all, you know, pretty similar to what it was previously, obviously. We've got this tree over here. A little bit of it is clipping. I was hoping it mostly worked out. We'll have to adjust this thing, but you come through over here. As you move down this way is the other major kind of like new thing is you can kind of see some of the vegetation and stuff on the inside. I want to do something over here that allows you to see vegetation. I want to maybe put some plants and stuff on these upper levels as well, just so that from the inside it's not like all of a sudden it's this like white dome or something, just a plaster dome up there. I would like to have some more green up there. I just got to figure out exactly how I want to execute it. And that's just this. It's like I want to figure out all these things, but while I'm doing it, I get so bogged down in some of the minutia that it completely slows everything down. Like what I'll probably do over here is like extend this out. I don't know by how much. Like extend it out and then put in a bunch of like nettle and those scaevola bushes that I love so very much. I love this. Both the rhubarb plant and the scaevola bushes are plants whose hitboxes are way too large. It's just like, and they're some of my favorite like looking elements as well. So yeah, it's just my luck. You know, you kind of get like a nice. Obviously, using the same plant doesn't make it look that great, but just to give an idea of what I'm envisioning here in terms of colors and whatnot. Kind of get like a nice tiered green space over there. We can add some vines and whatnot, make it all come to life. I think it'll work quite nicely, but obviously I can't just like slap a bunch of these bushes and stuff down. That's the thing. This project has become a lot more complex than I'd initially anticipated, and I should have known. And then of course I want to get these guys all sealed up as well. The plan is to, yes, make it aesthetically match what's going on over here, because that way it'll feel like one unit. I might adjust it. I might go with more of a like wooden look. It's been mentioned that there's maybe a little bit too much of this look going on over here, and I don't necessarily disagree. Yeah, I think it feels especially so because of these little additions over here as well, but that's something to consider. That is something to consider for sure. But yeah, we will need to build some coverings for these guys. I want to make sure that these guys you know, look good as well. I want to make sure that they are servicing the guests and making the guests happier as well. Oh, scenery rating is already at 100%. What? Alright, sure, fair enough. I'll take it, but we'll still beautify these a bit more. Okay, you know what? This waterfall thing, I'm actually quite pleased with this. Yeah, I gotta build like an exit space over here as well. I still have to put down posts for these. I might need to do a time-lapse session, like one that's just a full-on time-lapse session. I was tempted to do that today, but I was like, no, you know, we'll mix and match. I don't want to. We'll do a slightly longer time-lapse, but not a time-lapse only session. But now I'm starting to wonder if that was the best call, considering our. We could call it a predicament. What I've been wondering as well is, do I want to light this up, as opposed to keeping it just these solid pieces? If I want to actually make them out of light pieces. You've escaped, have you? Not that anybody here seems to care. Oh, look at those reflections. Beautiful. I don't know what you're clipping through. Clearly the guests don't care when you do. I mean, this is adorable. This is so cute. Like somebody brought their pet cat to the zoo. What are you doing? What's your plan? What's the end game here? Yeah? Just gonna go back? Oh? No fish tacos or... Oh, you're fine? Just gonna... You're adopting this family now? Like, what's your plan? Come on. Go. I don't understand why they're able to clip either. Like, it's a new thing. Don't know why it started and when it started, but it's a thing now. Jaguars are just able to clip. Now, can I... Oh, of course, the kapok tree is also pulling. Let me try something here. I'll pull you up here. Do I have a nice spot for these lights? Again, these are probably some of my favorite lights to use. Quite possibly. Not entirely flat over here. I do have to rotate these a bit more. Or I could, like, put them up higher. Animal welfare has attracted protesters. That's legitimately surprising. Let me just check over here real quick what's going on after I just want to place this light down. Is that too much to ask? There we go. Alright. It's quite nice. Titan Town, of course. Oh no, but it's you that has attracted the protesters, even though you're perfectly happy. Fantastic. Titan Town, what's the deal over here? Too many of you? No surprise there. Let's compare mates over here. So, Angel is fine, and Leia, I suppose. Or Basilia? Sure. Sure. Let's go ahead and... all you get to stay, and you get to stay. Come on, man. Does it really matter that I've got... It's so frustrating. It's like, come on, I gotta go through here and empty these guys. Why? Because what? How does this add fun? Quick trade. Let's go. Now I can send these guys over. And you three as well. Let's go. All right, cool. And like, it's like, do I empty this right away? Well, what if these guys die right away? I would like to have access to these guys, right? Like I've bred high quality Titan beetles. And I understand the argument for, like, not keeping too many animals in storage. And I'm all for that, sure. But, like, the pace of the game doesn't allow me to organize... the pace and I would say the UI of the game as well doesn't allow me to organize this effectively enough to be picky and choosy while also... anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Just me. Just me being me. Wondering if we had an interesting... we do have some interesting objectives here. They're not worth anything to me, obviously. Again, the money reward doesn't scale up with your profits, so really these things mean absolutely nothing. So, like, I mean, look at this one, right? Earn a yearly donation profit of 283,500, and to do that, and for doing that, sorry, you get 1,000. I would almost rather it stop. It doesn't do money. It does conservation credits, you know. Because, like, literally, like, that is 1/283rd, so to speak, of the work I've already done. How much of a difference does $1,000 make when you already have nearly 300 grand, right? I wish I had the answer to that question. I imagine the answer is not much. $1,000. $300,000 is a lot of money. Say hello to everybody here. Fortunately, I don't think I've got my... I could have paused it if I wanted to do a little bit of lighting, and I did want to do a bit of lighting, but I did not want to slow time down either. We're very close... Oh, there it is. I don't know if that's the first time we hit it, but I was just about to say we're very close to that 3 million mark. And there it is. Hit it a couple of times now, rather consistently. Looks like we've passed it permanently. We might dip back down below. Maybe, maybe. No, looking pretty good. Nice. Man, just thinking back on when we had our financial challenges. So weird to think back about. Like this. This space will look quite nice with all the lighting in place. Just that one light had a nice effect. And again, yeah, this is probably one of my favorite light pieces. But to have a mature Jaguar, we're going to have some issues there. A lot of like, fighting going on. We had a lot of fighting going on recently. It's been... Last session's management was stressful. There was so much going on, and it felt like it was all happening at the same time. The good kind of stressful. Like, I mean, again, that's point of a management game. Is like sometimes things escalate. Everything was happening all at once. I guess I don't need you back here, but I would like to have some proper, like, continuity. I guess we're fine. Gotta think about the piece count as well, which is something I've been forsaking a fair bit lately, is keeping in mind the piece count. I really need to do that more. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I just want to get this like line over here done, I guess, and then we can stop doing this. I don't know why I got bogged down with lighting. I should be spending time with the animals. But I guess when you start something, you want to get to a point where you're okay moving on from it. That's the Jaguars, I'm guessing. Come on now. Alright, good enough for now. Don't want to leave this ignored. Evidently, I missed an inbreeding notification last session. I forget exactly when it was. Some of y'all pointed out exactly when it happened. And I was just like, sometimes that kind of stuff happens. All right, let's go ahead and get all of you into the trade center because we have a mom, we have a dad, everybody to the trade center. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. We gotta release some people to the wild. Release you to the wild. Oh. Go ahead and release who to the wild. We're gonna have to do a trade session sooner than I expected. I wonder if next session is a beauty session, and the session after that is a trade session. That might not be a bad idea. Go ahead and release you to the wild as well. Sure. Done. Need room for how many? Oh god. More babies. 1, 2, 3. Room for one more. Need room for one more. I really don't like having my things so full. Why can't I put you guys in the trade center? I got slots for 3. That's weird. Who else can I release? We got a lot of such high quality animals. It feels a shame to not at least attempt to trade them. Release you as well. There we go. It's like you need one extra slot available, I guess. Makes sense. You don't want somebody to, by mistake, clog their intake, right? No, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Oh, do we have some warthogs? Yeah, we do. Jonas, release you to the wild. Warthogs don't trade for much at all. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and move you guys to the trade center. And we are at our trade capacity. I did not want to get to there again, and yet here we are. So I definitely want to do something about that. NILE Monitor has a bit more research done as well. Good stuff. I do wonder if our food can't be improved. NILE Monitor, yeah, grade 2. Sure, let's do it. I believe everybody else is at grade 3. Looks like we're good. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Cool. Alright, we wanted to spend some time with our giraffes and our zebras, so why don't we do that a little bit as we wait for more notifications to flood us. William is about to mature. Alright, good stuff. We need more, Are you fighting, or are you mating? Was that one the same? I'm not getting a warning about their fighting, if they are fighting, so... They're definitely fighting. We have our victor. Should they all still be on contraceptives? I guess yes. Yes, in your case. I might want to get some more males, actually, now that I look at this. Now, we still have breeding options, so that's fine. Do we have any baby zebras, though? I feel like it's been some time. We did get some recently, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the lion is a baby. Alright, cool. So we're still okay. You fine doing this? Is this okay? Your alpha's being challenged again, it seems. Alpha status. Again, like, it would warn me if it's dangerous fighting. You know, that's what the game does. It warns you if it's dangerous fighting. Oh, I know what this is. It's fine. Patient speaker is overlapping. I'm guessing that's just because... Yeah, when a group walks through both of these, well, we can... It's unfortunate. Stick with the 5. We have a maturing koala, meanwhile. I really need to put up a sign that just says, like, warning, falling koalas. It is ridiculous to me. I said this to a couple of comments. It's ridiculous to me that an animal cannot die in its sleep, yet it's allowed to die while it's climbing. It's like, that's horrifying. Horrifying. Alright, Oscar, let's take a look at you, buddy. Oh my god, look at that. Can you imagine one dying up over here? So cute. Who can you mate with? Frankie, Ellie both. Why don't we go ahead and take you off contraceptives? Cool, that's good. Liam cannot breed with Ellie. So Liam, you get to stay on contraceptives over here. We'll see how that works out for us. We might want to swap out some of the koalas, but I'm glad that we've at least recovered from our previous like non-breeding situations. Whoa, what is that about? Okay. But I do actually, on that note, want to check up on our capuchin as well. How are they doing? Alright, good. They're breeding now. We have 3 babies. That's good. We have a decent crowd up over here as well. Is this ride working properly? Yes, there's we got this up over here. Not a fan of the shuttle, I guess. This was a mistake. This ride, I would say, was a mistake. They don't carry that many people. They don't move all that fast. I say that, but my camera's not able to keep up. Oh, what a view, though, from up over here. Yeah, I just feel like, especially as a shuttle, is the thing. And I didn't want to build a loop because it would look kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, bulky. There we go. Look a little bulky. This litter is also just, come on. Serious right now, man? They gotta put a bin down over here. I can't even put a bin over here where you're littering. And did anybody get on? Wait, no, wait for me. Nobody got on. Troubling. Okay, I wonder if I should change our wait times and stuff over here. It's like, I want these rides to be used. I want them to be used so bad. Okay, station 47. The minimum wait time. Try quarter load, why not? A day is preventing other animals from breeding? Oh, it's because you're an alpha. Get the trade center and then bring you back out. A day. Oh, I see. He's an alpha male. Alright, well, let's bring him back in here. We might trade him out for real when we do our trade session. Yeah, we might need to trade him out. Alright, very well. Very well. These guys doing. Honestly, their coats are so spectacular. A little lie down, buddy. Eyes as well. Just fascinating. Where's our giraffe? There you are. Oh, nope. Stop it. Stop it. Honestly, the click's not working. Problematic. Base issues. Is this because of climbing again? Oh. Not this bug again, man. Come on. I grow wary of these issues. Very much so. I can be patient, but only so much. So that did the trick. Seems to be the case, yeah. Sure. Take it. What if our capuchin are also upset? About their climbing area and whatnot. Nope, looks like they can interact. Alright, good. Oh, babies. I mean, I love the space I made for them, but sometimes I wonder if they don't spend too much time up there. Alright, buddy. They're so small. There you are. Oh, hey, don't get away from me. So cute. So interesting to look at. Are the legs over here because of dirt? Or is that like the coloration still sticking around a little bit? I wish there were interspecies animations. Like, I don't think I've ever seen like a giraffe interact with a zebra, for example. This is adorable. Their ears. There's something about the shape of the face, like the shape of the lips and whatnot. It's very cute. Hey, buddy. I was watching these videos the other day. You know, having videos served to me of these like animal conservators and whatnot. I would love to just be able to own like a, I don't know, massive tract of land where I just take care of animals that need taken care of, like, you know, rehabilitation and whatnot. Oh, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Maybe I need another feeding thing for these guys. But yeah, I was like saying, it was like people who take care of what was it, like beavers and pigs and all manner of animals. Like I can't even. It's so many types of animals that I can't even think of all of them right now. And I was like, man, I would love to just just do this. Have the YouTube channel. Have every video have countless types of animal cries in the background. But when I'm not doing the YouTube channel stuff, that'd be pretty fun. It'd be pretty fun. Alright, folks. The rain has come. Don't think we'll see nighttime too quickly now. I would have liked to see the space in the darkness. Why do we have a leak over here? Well, we don't have a leak. I guess we have. To be fair, yeah, this is still open space, but we have a good bit of coverage now as well. You can hide down here. You don't need your umbrella out. You can hide down over here for the most part, except for where the gaps are. Obviously, don't need your umbrella out. So it's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with how all this works. That's all good. You guys having a good time? They still haven't had any kids, have they? I don't think so. You won't be the pregnant one. Nothing yet. Curious. I think it did mention that their breeding in captivity is difficult, right? I believe that was mentioned, so we'll hopefully be able to really does look quite bad when it's raining like this, eh? But yeah, we'll see if we're able to have babies soon. I wonder if I want to extend this waterfall. If you're too far away, it kind of disappears over there, but the moment you get close enough, it fills it out, depending on the angle and whatnot. I might want to adjust that. I'm not too sold on it, but I might want to adjust that. Over here as well, like it's because of the rocks and stuff breaking it, but man, I love this space. I love this space so much. I'm very pleased with this space. And hey, it looks like we did get nightfall after all. Patience is a virtue? Yeah, look at that. I love how this looks. Just, there's something about it, you know? There's just something about how bright it is, and yet it's not, it's, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's bright, but it feels like a walk in the dark still, because the lights aren't at like eye level or something. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it that just like really clicks with me and makes it feel like a nice kind of out of the way, not necessarily in your eye line kind of a lighting. The whole path is lit up, but I guess the thing is you're able to not see the lights if you wanted to. Like, you're able to just kind of like look above them, and now there's no lights in your eyes. There's something about it. There's something about how it lights the space up as well, just like the ground being lit up like this, side lit, with the roof not necessarily catching all the light or anything like that. I don't know, there's something, I can't quite place it. This, I gotta place a little differently on the topic of placing. There we go. Loop you back in. Like so. Back up to there. Pull this guy back. Come on. Come on. There we go. Back to here. I actually want to get rid of you. I can nudge this a bit more like that. There we go. Oh, yeah. Is it perfect? Well, in the confines of the game. And again, we'll more fine-tune the lighting and stuff as well. When you sit down, yeah. I like this. I wonder if we'll do some more rooftop lighting over here. Like, I quite like our starry setup over... Where'd it go? Such a massive zoo. It's all the way over here. I do quite love our kind of starry thing over here. I got a great suggestion to do a similar thing under the central canopy over here, which I think is a great idea. Definitely will pursue that. I quite like that concept. And I'm sure we'll be able to execute something nice over there, but we'll do that to light that space up. Yeah, there's so much. I mean, the lighting passes, the wayfind, there's just so much to do. It's crazy how quickly, just how quickly, yeah, these things can get maybe a little too big sometimes. I figure out how to light this up as well. I kind of want to have that drama feel, you know? Literally and figuratively speaking. Where is my favorite floor light? I gotta favorite everything. Favorite floor lamp. Alright, listen. It'll be like that game. What's it called? There we go. New World Path Light. Gotta rotate this so it's actually pointing in the right direction. But I like the extremely long shadow. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now that is drama. Don't know if I want to. I think I might just want one. Well, pretty soon we're not gonna be able to tell anyway. The sun coming up. I am quite pleased with that though. We'll sort out the details. Your sound was escape. You're fine. Like I was saying, $1,000 is nothing. These numbers need to scale, and these spaces are getting crowded now as well, which is nice to see. Lots more people monitoring our NILE monitors. Blood red sky right now. Alright, folks. I guess time to call it a session. Gone on for long enough. Got to spend some time with the animals, always feels good. Got a fair bit done. Obviously would have liked to get even more done, but just the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. We should go ahead and empty this space out a little bit. Too many of our friends in here. So Louisa and more or less any one of our males can stay. Louisa and how about Emerson? Sure. Back to all of you. So Emerson, where are everybody? Here you go, and Louisa. Oh, Louisa's actually too old. Pretty sure Jessica's fine as well. Nope, I was wrong. I was wrong. My bad. Back over here, exhibit trading, over to the storage. Do we not have any other females? Oh, I see. There's two Louisas. Oh no, Louisa's the old one, right, my bad. Maybe something will come of it. We might need to get a new red-eyed treehouse. red-eyed treehouse. We might need to get a new red-eyed tree frog. Alright. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now though, folks, and this is where we're going to call it a session. I hope you enjoyed this one. We did accomplish a fair bit. I'm looking forward to getting that area just done as a whole. Not just that one enclosure, but like all the enclosures I have planned there. I have so many plans for that area. And I'm excited to kind of like get into that position where I kind of, yeah, go, you know, 1, 2, 3. Like just get a bunch done back to back to back. Let me know your thoughts on the various things I threw out there today, as well as the work we got done today. I'd love to hear your opinions as always, of course. Let me know your name suggestions as well. Quite a few names we're still lacking. It would be nice to kind of get all that rounded off as well. But for now, yes, folks, this is what we're going to call it. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a massive difference in just how I approach content on the channel, what I do, what I don't do. Y'all know the drill. As always, as well, of course, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time. Cheers.